So here's the thing. I just recorded a roughly 14-minute thing for today's video. That sounds fine, Nick. Why are you prefacing this? It's because I forgot to swap cameras before I put my phone up, and since it was front swapping to back, I couldn't see. I'm not redoing it. You're getting 13 minutes of my wall from my clamp. That's what you're getting today. I'm sorry. I want to shower. So, I'm not doing it again. And I need to poop. Howdy, everyone. I don't know why I keep starting like that. I don't even say howdy. Anyway, hi. Please excuse my extremely red face. I don't know what's up with that. But there we go. Been fairly chill today, which has been a nice change of pace after the last 2 days. Don't even feel like talking about all that garbage again, so I'm gonna avoid it. Plus I think ranting about it for an hour the other night was more than enough. And not enough's changed. Which, honestly, within itself might be enough for a rant, but whatever. Yeah, last night after recording and uploading, starting this upload, I crawled back into bed and, slept for 3-4 hours. Pretty good sleep. Got back up for a while. Sort of played some more Xenoblade. Started playing a few days ago now. Started playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions, which is a mouthful, but it's the other Brave Exvius phone game thing, and it plays like Final Fantasy Tactics, so that's pretty fun. Especially considering I haven't really gotten into Tactics, so it kind of makes me want to go back and give War of the Lions another shot. I tried it earlier this year, and just fell off of it. Just the gameplay itself never grabbed me. Which is a shame, because I want to know that story. Maybe someone I like will cover it, or play it, or something. Kind of like Crisis Core. I've tried playing it, not very hard, mind you, but I've tried playing it and just didn't really give it the time it deserved, honestly, to try and get into it, but I'm kind of okay. Vinny's got a playthrough of it up, and that's more than enough for me. Although I did come across a interesting HD project for it, and it's almost complete. So who knows? Maybe at some point. I don't know. Went back to bed. Got back in bed around 3 o'clock. Couldn't tell you when I fell asleep. Can tell you I woke up about 10:15 or so. I was just kind of laying there anyway, wasn't really ready to be awake, and another nosebleed. Getting a little concerning. I'm literally right now deciding what to do about it, because I after the first one I looked up, melatonin supplements to see if they can cause that, and one of the things on there was it may raise your blood pressure, and I think that runs in the family anyway, high blood pressure. So it may be that it's, not getting it to dangerous levels, but just enough that my nose will bleed. It's also only one side, so I'm half wondering if there's just something wrong with my nose now, because of course there would be. I don't get sick often, but when I do, it is the most ridiculous thing. Like, the last time I was really, really sick, I had colitis, and if you're not familiar with that, it's a condition where all of the good bacteria in your colon is gone. I got it because I had been on antibiotics for so long because I had an extremely bad infection in a tooth that I broke off. Um, I had ignored it for months because I didn't think I had the money to take care of it. And in the long run, long story short, I was right about that. We ended up borrowing it. Um, because what ended up happening was it was so infected that while it did require removal, they basically said, "Look, if we pull this right now, all of this infection, and you have a lot, is going to pour into your bloodstream, and you will die." And I'm like, that. But I was on antibiotics for like almost a month between I think it was a 2-week run of antibiotics to get rid of the infection before they could do surgery, and then I was on it a little while afterwards because it wasn't like this wasn't a wisdom tooth. It was the next one up. I had my wisdom teeth removed when I was little. It wasn't that big a deal. Little when I was in high school, but they went ahead and pulled out all 4 because another one was not infected, but it was getting in bad shape. I should point out these were all teeth I had fillings in, and the fillings what fell apart. And honestly, they were never meant to be permanent fillings. I think eventually they were supposed to be crowned, but America doesn't plot. You can find me a place that gives dental. Which actually, not long after all that happened, this was back in 2016. Before the, well before the election. Well, not well before, but before the election. And one of the last things Obama passed got me back on my dad's dental insurance for another year until I turned 26. I think it might have been 2 years at that point, but basically, that one tooth rotting and falling to pieces saved the rest of my teeth. But yeah, they went ahead and pulled all 4. I was on antibiotics for a little while after that, and then after a very agonizing night, and it's just I'll spare you the details, but like after that, like I had a really agonizing night where I was very sick, and then for a few days I didn't feel bad, but let's say I wasn't offloading what I was loading up. So we went to the ER and told him everything going on, and the guy come back and he said, "You have colitis, which we normally see in nursing homes." And I was like, of course. That's the same year. Not long after that ER visit, like maybe a week after that ER visit, was when I did the weekend at the mental health hospital, because I was experiencing suicidal tendencies, but it's not wanting to get in all that. Point being, come back, brain. I need you. Point being, the nurse that handled all the medication there, when I told her I was on it, she was like, "What are you on this for?" And I said, "Colitis." And she gave me this look like, "Boy, you do not have colitis." I was like, "Yeah, I do." She said, "How?" I told her because of a series of unfortunate events, I'd been on antibiotics for like a month and a half. And I don't think all the yogurt in the world could have helped me. Because I was trying. I was putting it down as much as I could stand it. Like, I don't dislike yogurt, but it's not what I'd reach for, you know? Yeah, said all that to say, like, so of course, I'm probably going to end up getting a few more nosebleeds going to see someone and finding out I had, like, some rare nose condition that requires like a very specific surgery or some garbage like that. That's that sounds considering colitis was the first major thing. That was the first time I'd gone to an emergency room for a serious issue. I'd been once or twice with like a physical injury here or there. Once when I was really little, um, my dad accidentally nailed me with the hatch of the van, and it was entirely on me because he didn't know I was coming back. And we're talking like I was like 7. We were at I was at getting ready for like t-ball. I was playing rec t-ball or something like that, and he had his back to me, and I ran around the corner of the van to pull the hatch down, and he was already pulling it down, and this hatch had really good resistance, so you really had to yank on it. For example, when I was that size, I would grab the handle and jump out the back of the car to pull it down, and it would hold me for like half a second before it would start moving. It would like take that resistance and then I'd hang there for a minute. But he yanked it down hard, and it hit me around here somewhere. It wasn't bad. It's like scalp injuries like that you have to really get. But so it was like it just happened to be just the corner of the hatch, and they took me to the hospital and they looked at it and they said, "Yep, that's a hole in your head, but it's fine." And then the second time I think was in high school. I'd gotten hurt doing something for ROTC. I did it's called Raiders. Although I never went to a meet. I did Raiders. I did everything but go to a meet basically. And it's essentially like it's like army samurai warrior. You build a one rope bridge across an actual river, meaning someone has to run across a river with a rope, tie it off to a tree. We tie it off on the other end, and then we zip across it, wearing a Swiss seat, which is just one of the most uncomfortable things on the face of the planet. If you're not used to it, and if you're not careful as a male, you will probably castrate yourself. You had to get like a stretcher with 70 pounds of weight on it over a wall. Or in extreme cases, the lightest member of your team. And when I say wall, I mean like 12-foot wall. Just some amazing things. But like, I jammed my thumb on something really hard. It was this one too. Which was weird because this one, you figured I'm double jointed in this one, so you figure if I couldn't jam it really, because it just moved that way. But nope, it locked hard. One of the only times it's ever really locked when I push it in. Because every other time it's just kind of, well, I don't know. This one doesn't do that. So like, anyway. It's really the only double jointedness I have, which is odd out of everything. Like, generally if you've got one, you've got more. Maybe I'm just not flexible enough for the rest of them. And then today's just, so like after the nosebleed, I was awake, had a really good lunch. Mom fried pork chops. Oh, they were really good. I wonder if one's left. There might be enough. If there's one left, I might have some more fried pork chops. I want to shower first, though. Today's just been more Xenoblade and more War of the Visions. Yeah, that's pretty much been it for today. So, I guess I'll catch y'all tomorrow.